Internet Safety and Responsibility. It's a wonderful thing that our students have more access to technology because, in today's world, the ability to use technology is necessary for success in school and in work. Students who do not have knowledge and skills on computers, devices, and the internet will be at a disadvantage when they compete for jobs or college acceptance with children who grow up learning to use technology well. Students have more and more access to devices connected to the internet in schools. Almost every classroom is now one-to-one, meaning that every child has a Chromebook or iPad to use. Also, more and more students have their own smartphones or tablets that connect with the internet. Students who do not own their own devices have friends that do, so not letting your child have a phone will not prevent him or her from getting to the internet. But just handing out devices to kids without properly and thoroughly preparing them to use them safely and responsibly is a disaster waiting to happen. In fact, it's not waiting. Many disasters have already occurred with children, teenagers, and even young adults who were unprepared to deal with the dangers inherent in the ability to connect and interact with the whole world. I teach my students that the internet is like a knife. When I first ask them, is a knife bad? They usually say, yes. But I teach them that a knife doesn't have a brain and it isn't bad. They use knives to cut meat or butter bread. But they are dangerous, so we don't let babies use them. They aren't old enough to learn how to use them safely. The internet is not bad, but it is dangerous too, and we need to learn how to use it in ways that keep us and other people safe. I limit my kindergarten and first grade students to websites like Starfall and Nick Jr. because I know they're safe. There is no inappropriate content and there's no interaction with other people. Basically, I keep them in a digital playpen because they don't have the critical thinking skills to evaluate a website and decide if it's appropriate or realize if someone online is trying to manipulate them. I believe that smartphones and tablets should have parental controls set so young children are limited to apps chosen by parents or teachers for the same reason. But keeping children in a digital playpen as they grow older will not protect them. There are no completely foolproof filters or parental controls that will prevent children from accessing inappropriate content or interacting with someone online who wants to do them harm. Even denying your children use of a computer, tablet, or smartphone will not protect them unless you keep them locked in a room with no windows or doors. Humans find a way, and curiosity is a powerful motivator. Trying to shield children from the internet often makes them even more determined to find out what they're missing. The dangers that kids are exposed to or can be exposed to on the internet include chatting with strangers, sexting with each other, songs with profanity or explicit lyrics, violent games, pornography, cyberbullying, hate speech, and others. But we should not treat the symptom, which are these dangers. We need to teach digital citizenship. The best way to keep our children safe on the internet while also making sure they have access to the skills and knowledge they need to be successful is to teach them digital skills consistently and thoroughly and continuing regularly throughout their education. There are many resources available to teach about the dangers on the internet and how to deal with them, and also how they need to behave online to be good digital citizens. John Walsh is the founder of the TV program America's Most Wanted. His 6-year-old son was kidnapped and killed in 1981, and ever since then, John Walsh has dedicated his life to catching criminals and protecting children. He created a video on stranger danger for children, and then he and Julie Clark created this excellent video about the dangers of the internet. It's fun and entertaining, but also very serious, and teaches children what they need to do to stay safe online. Cyberbullying is a serious problem that has caused some children, teenagers, and young adults to harm themselves or kill themselves. The reason cyberbullying is so damaging is because, unlike bullying in real life, things can go viral all over the world, leaving victims feeling hopeless and alone. Your digital footprint is the trace you use when you use the internet. Employers and colleges look at people's internet history to form an idea of who they are. Many adults have had their reputations ruined by things they posted in their past when they were just teenagers. If kids post inappropriate or negative things on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, or other social networks, they might not get a job they apply for later. They could get fired or not accepted to a college they want to attend. We need to teach kids to think before they post and to understand that whatever they publish is permanent. Simply saying to a child, "Don't look up inappropriate things," does not usually work. Kids as young as first grade have searched Google for words like sex and body parts. Many kids listen to songs with explicit lyrics that include sex or profanity. Some learn these words or even get website addresses to porn sites from older siblings or cousins. What I teach my students is this: if you eat rotten food, you will get sick in your stomach. It's the same thing with looking at and listening to rotten things, but it will make your brain sick. This is the best way I can explain it to elementary school children. I don't use words like porn or sex, but I'm hoping that I'm getting my idea across to them and that parents will talk about this subject in more detail. Research has shown that many teenagers are looking at porn on their own devices that are connected to the internet, like their phones, and it's causing lifelong psychological damage. For example, they develop an unrealistic, strange, or even violent ideas of what sex means, and when they get older, they are unable to develop normal, healthy relationships. In addition, kids without any time limits or guidance often become addicted to being online and have problems dealing with people or situations in real life. In schools, we have rules for students to have their phones off and away, but this doesn't prevent them from looking at them when they are out of sight, like in bathroom stalls. School districts have filters to catch and block inappropriate words or Google searches, but students usually do not connect to the school's Wi-Fi. They just use their own phone's 4G network, giving them access to everything that exists on the internet without any filtering at all. Kids should learn how to use technology to research, communicate, and create, but they need ongoing instruction and guidance from parents and teachers. They need to be taught to do the right thing and use the internet in positive, healthy ways, even when they're alone. The most effective way to accomplish this is to be a trusted adult. Open, honest communication is the most important thing. Talk about things, even if it's uncomfortable, and never freak out. Follow or friend your child if they have a social network account like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or something else. Ask about the people that they're chatting with online or in games like Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, and other multiplayer games. Remember, other people can communicate with your child not just on computers but also in video games. Try to stay informed. Know about abbreviations, lingo, emoticons, apps, and other things that kids and teenagers are using. Check out the apps on your kid's device. Make sure that they are legitimate, appropriate apps. Children need to be taught to be good netizens, to have good netizenship. They need to be taught to search only for appropriate materials, to use acronyms and emoticons appropriately, to only play appropriate games, and to know the difference between games that are appropriate maybe for home but not school, not emailing, instant messaging, or posting inappropriate words or pictures, not plagiarizing, copying from others and claiming it as their own, not typing in all caps, because on the internet this signifies yelling, and the difference between academic and casual writing. For instance, they need to learn not to use texting language in an academic report. Yes, there is a lot to learn and think about in regard to teaching our children to be safe and responsible on the internet. It can feel overwhelming because new information and technologies are constantly being added. But there are many resources to help parents, guardians, and teachers provide the guidance children need to be emotionally, physically, academically, and professionally successful in this digital age they're growing up in. I hope this video is helpful and that you will share it with others. Thank you.